Okay, today we're covering the UMAREX Ruger Explorer, and remember, it's not actually a Ruger. It's like Winchester is or was to Daisy, and then Remington is the Crossman. So it is an UMAREX product. I got a good deal on this years ago, and I've been talking to Canadian lads who are doing well in the field and actually hunting with this. It shoots north of 400 feet per second, and I've been really happy with it. Now that I dug it out of storage, I've been shooting with it. I'm going to push hard in this video to convince you, if you get this one, to get the Peep sight with it. Now the Peep sight, this one is an old Beeman one, very expensive, and I'm not telling you to get this one. It's click with knobs. I'm going to introduce you to the Williams Peep sight, and that's this guy right here. And we'll go into that in the second part of this video. It's just a more basic. It does not click. It's more manual and has all the markings though. But yes, it's under 40 bucks. And let's talk about that. So now, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so now when it comes to the guns like this one has decent power, and then its big brother like the Blackhawk has even more power. But you can get work done with this in the field. The Canadians have very tight laws, and so they make do with this, and they're getting work done. So there is a newer version called the UMAREX Embark that is green and has an extended stock, a stock you can adjust, and it's got improved hard sights that this one absolutely did not have. And so I took those off. The Embarks are adjustable click, and it's getting good reviews, and they changed the front sights. I like the fiber optic sight on this, and I like it with the Peep sight. So easy inch accuracy, and I'll show you what pellets. I've tested quite a few. This gun either loves pellets or hates them, so it made it easy. But definitely that Peep sight married to the right pellet. So let's go over that real quick. All right, so obviously the RWS Master pellets look good in this. They group the tightest, easy inch accuracy with a lot of those holes grouping up very tight inside that inch. Okay, and that's at 15 yards, and it's about a 15 to 20 yard gun. It's got power, like I said, it's north of 400 feet. I would say it's not quite as powerful as the 753 because that can do some work on soup cans, and these Econs are a little wild in my Daisy, but look good here. Okay, so the Econs are light pellet, 7 grain. They surprisingly look great in this, like the Daisy single pumps, look really good. And then the number one pellet choice for this is the Beeman hollow points. I had young shooters ask me to redline this stuff, and I give choices. Okay, these pellets are great, easy inch accuracy, fast on target, hit, and devastating. And so they look great in this gun. This is my number one choice. Or the authentic German versions, which are now called Excite hollow points, or the RWS hollow points. All three are fast, good quality, fast on target, and devastating. But the price point on these, $5 as I speak. So $5, $5, or no, sorry, that's 15 actually. That would be great if you get that for $5, but 15 and then $5. So the difference is really between these two that are such great deals, $5 and $5 as I speak, is that this is just more devastating with that hollow point and what it does on impact. Both are fast and accurate though. All right, so let's go ahead and look at what you need to know about these guns when you get them, and people don't know, is they shake apart. These guns like this that have the synthetic stocks and decent power, and even the more powerful versions that you can get whatever around $70 to $100, somewhere around there. The screws can work loose. There is a link I'm going to give to a channel. He's a man now, but when he was younger, he had this gun, and a lot of people don't know these screws can work loose, shake loose, and fall out. Now, he just taped his gun up, and it still worked. So good job, UMAREX, that gun still worked. But we don't want to tape guns. We want to keep those screws in there. Okay, so we want to Loctite the screw here, and the fasten screw that the body of the gun to the stock right here. And so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, and so there is basic wood screw, but I'm going to make a point. This is Loctite blue, meaning that you can take it off if you have to. You have to use a little bit of strength. You don't want to avoid the red. The red makes it very difficult to get off. But it's designed to keep screws and machines, or in this case, a gun, from shaking loose. Okay, so the first thing you do when you get this gun, before you put a sight on or start shooting it, is put some of that gelatin. I got the good stuff here. I'm going to waste a little bit to make a point. And you do it like that. And then put it in the gun and leave it alone for a day. Put them on both sides. So you want to put the real screw, you want to put it on both sides of this up here on the forearm, and then that fastening screw right there, and leave it alone for a day. Okay, so we've talked about everything you need to know, especially the Loctiting the screws very first, and then we're going to now get into the Peep sight a little bit more. It's really great that UMAREX provides a scope stop, and you need that because of the recoil, and that's what people don't understand. I prefer a Peep sight on these cheaper spring guns because of trigger issues being a little bit nebulous. As soon as I'm done actually with this video soon, sometime after pretty soon, I'm going to take this Peep sight and mount it on a BSA Comet, which is a more powerful version, but very similar to this gun, and get the scope off of there. That hasn't worked for me. But all right, now let's go ahead and take a closer look at this Williams sight. All right, let's go over the mechanics of this Williams sight that works so well on the Explorer, where I think it's a must-have, and it's a good price. It's under 40 bucks. With the Embark, you may choose to stick with it just like how it is out of the box. They have improvements on that one, but the Ruger's a little cheaper and really is a high performer with this and the pellets I've shown. So as you see, you have those reference marks. You have a locking screw right there. So when you put this on your gun, let's go over this real quick. All right, so you need to take it apart and pull that out. Okay, takes the stress off that. Now we have these interesting screws on the side that push down on this part here that goes onto your dovetail, okay? And so you use those, you mount this on your dovetail, and you use that key to screw those things in there, okay? And you'll get tension. All right, so you screw those in there until it stops, and then you knuckle down from the top the way you designed that, so it comes down with pressure from the top so that stays on there, especially on something that recoils. Okay, and then so you start out by screwing these screws in there on the side to push that up against your dovetail, and then come down from the top. All right, and then put it back together. Okay, now let's go over some of the complaints about this one, because it's not a deluxe version like the one I happen to have on there, because I was just sitting around and you better believe I wanted to use it. Okay, we're going to get in pretty tight here, and I'm going to use a flashlight. Okay, now you can see that notch at the bottom of the circle. Remember, the Peep sight's technically at the back of that circle. It's the body that's holding it. But there's a notch there, you can see that, and it lines up and correlates with those markings. So when you're doing that, just make sure, you're going to have to loosen these screws. You're going to have to be patient. Okay, you got plenty of play. It actually has 2 places you can put that screw, so not going to get into all that. If it has plenty of windage, if you have a barrel like, honestly, these cheaper spring guns that can favor left or right, and so then this will have to come over potentially really hard left or right. But yeah, as long as you use that reference point right there at the bottom of that circle with those white markings, you will be fine. Just be patient. The price point on this is very good, and it doesn't perform worse than that much more expensive old school Beeman sight that I have. So yeah, so please consider that. And again, the pellets that I showed you are excellent at that. The RWS Masters, the Excite Econs, and the #1 pellet for that gun is the Beeman hollow points, or the Excite hollow points, or RWS hollow points. All right, thank you.